The iPhone 7 has been billed as an upgrade and a courageous step forward in technology, but the truth is, it barely meets that definition. The question becomes, who does its upgrade really serve? I know that a company exists to make the most amount of money that they can, but the iPhone 7 is Apple's most blatant eye gouging of money, made from a recycled product, passing off marginal improvements into a purported new product. So, let's take a look at what this new magical phone is enhancing for us while improving Apple's bank account. It has a slightly more color accurate and brighter screen, a redesigned phone, which means basically the antenna bands have been moved up, the courage to remove the headphone jack that forces you to attach an umbilical cord to use your headphones, an astounding 5 grams less, IP67 dust and waterproofing certification, a button that mimics a real button, because consumers were raging that they didn't have this feature and most definitely would sacrifice a headphone jack for it. New colors, and one of which is prone to scratches and is recommended by Apple itself to use a case, and the other is a darker version of an existing color. Slightly better battery life, but still no fast or wireless charging, a feature that has existed with competitors for years and is probably being reserved for the next phone. A slightly better camera that mostly improves low-light photography, and for only $100 more, a telephoto lens that allows you to zoom 2 times optically, but for some reason doesn't have optical stabilization. And let's not forget about that magical flash. These upgrades are designed to be a laundry list of subtle improvements to justify its price, but fails at it when you take a second to think about it and realize the truth. This release is a stopgap to reserve the real upgrades for its 10-year anniversary next year, while swindling more money from its customers. Let's take a look at the headphone jack. Why be courageous and remove it? After all that marketing bluster, to leave a space that only contains molded plastic, and allege that you needed the space for other things, like a haptic engine to make a button that mimics a real button? So you're telling me Apple, the design genius that produces infomercial after infomercial showcasing their engineering prowess, couldn't fit a headphone jack where its alleged inferior competitor, Samsung, in a phone that is smaller, lighter, that contains a bigger, higher resolution OLED screen, faster and wireless charging, bigger battery, micro SD slot, and a heart rate monitor for shits and giggles? By forcing users to go wireless, they have provided us a manufactured problem that we didn't ask for, and graciously provided us a solution that of course isn't done to make more money off of you. This is to move us to the future. Now, let me ask you a question. If you're given a choice between a button that copies a real button over a headphone jack that connects all of your headphones you currently own, which would you choose? My next question is, why would Apple make this choice for us? The headphone sales are expected to reach $11.3 billion in 2017. Apple can't license the 3.5 headphone jack because it doesn't own it, but it does own the lightning cable. Now with the iPhone 7 expected to produce 72 to 78 million units, the headphone manufacturers will have to cater to these iPhone 7 owners if they want to avoid hurting their bottom line. If they go the wired route, they'll have to pay Apple a licensing fee, thus again increasing Apple's revenue, and charge us a premium to cover their costs. If a consumer wants to go wireless and get the most out of their phone, they can go with either the AirPod, which is $160 and is estimated to bring in another $2.2 billion according to some estimates, or the new Beats headphones with Apple's proprietary W1 chip to provide the most reliability and the easiest connectivity, and even worse, if you want to listen to the iPhone while charging, you need to buy their iPhone Lightning dock, which is under $50, $49 to be exact. Either case, it's simple. Other than Bluetooth headphone manufacturers, Apple has positioned itself to take a cut of a major portion of all the headphone sales, targeted at their installed base of at least 78 million units, but probably double that within the next 2 years. So what Apple really meant to say is, we are going to take you to the future, and guess what? You're gonna pay for it. Articles have been released as to why Apple was correct on getting rid of the headphone jack, or they weren't the first ones, or they have done this before. The truth is, we are heading into a wireless world, but Apple removed the 5-inch floppy drive and CD-ROM drives in Macs because it made sense and it was truly innovative, and there was a viable medium like the internet to replace its functionality. But this removal of the headphone jack isn't analogous because it's motivated by money, disguised as innovation, and by being first to the market and being the most popular music device on the planet. This allows them to monopolize the market, training customers to buy headphones that work only on their product, making it more difficult for said customer to leave its ecosystem while taking a cut from more of its accessories sold for its product, which, to be honest, is a smart business move while masquerading their marketing genius with ingenuity. So wait till next year to buy the next iPhone, or if you're in the market for a new phone, get the 6S. But all this doesn't matter, because I believe there's a bias within the media with Apple that says, contrary to its critics, the iPhone is a worthy upgrade. It's not. And the iPhone 7 is selling better than ever. And if you're voting with your money, you aren't voting for innovation or a phone that is barely better than last year's. You're being a courageous new adopter to a technology that is going to have you lose nearly $1,000 from your bank account in order to upgrade Apple's dominance in the iPhone and headphone sales with a phone that feels like it's still missing.
One more thing that I want to talk about.